Halloween sequel aiming for a 2020 release. That is the headline on this week's MBE Movie News. And we're going to kick off the show, John, with something that I think we all knew was coming anyway.
Yes.
Back in 2018.
Yes.
Both saw the film.
We did.
Enjoyed the film.
To an extent.
To an extent.
Yeah.
Yep. Not as good as the original, but we knew that. I think Jamie Lee Curtis perhaps may have spilt the beans on this after the original re-release of the film back in 2018 anyway. Yes. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I hope they do it right. That's my thought, Stephen, because obviously he ended in a basement with the house on fire.
He literally ended in a basement.
Yeah, ended in the basement with bars, and the house was on fire, so it's certainly going to be intriguing to see if they explain how you get out of that situation, or is he just going to pop up again? Obviously, as Halloween continued on after the original, it became this sort of a paranormal figure. I mean, he was not just a man out to kill somebody, he was literally this figure which demon which could survive beheadings and everything and just keep coming back again and again and again. So is this the route they're going to go down with this now, Stephen? I don't know, but look, I'm happy to see it. Happy to see Jamie Lee Curtis coming back again. Obviously the daughter was involved, or the granddaughter I think it was.
Yeah, daughter and granddaughter, Judy Greer.
So we'll see them continuing on. Perhaps we'll have post-traumatic stress for these younger characters, because obviously she's been dealing with it for the better part of 30 years, 40 years, and we've seen the way her daughter was treating her as the movie began. It was almost like
it was almost like Sarah Connor in Terminator 2 with John Connor, absolutely belittling her at the start of the movie. Very much the same with the Judy Greer and I can't remember the girl's name. Is it Andy Matichak? Played the granddaughter, but I liked it, John. I thought it was a fresh take on the franchise. It needed something. I didn't mind H2O, to be honest, but this version is it's more in line with the original movie. It's good to see the original actor coming back for that as well. It doesn't say he's coming back for this one. He's an elderly gentleman now, so I don't know if he will come back for it. But it was always going to be something that I expected happening because of the box office performance of Halloween 2018 as well.
Well, the way that is not here.
Not
we
here.
Don't like the horrors over here, clearly.
No,
you know?
Strange, but it's a film. Certainly the original. It's always stayed with me. Maybe for the wrong reasons. Certainly when my gran exposed me to it when I was 12, but. I liked the film, John. I liked I did like the way they set it up as well, in that kind of asylum or whatever it was, prison. I can't remember what it was.
An asylum, yeah.
And the only thing that bothered me was those two reporters at the start. They didn't serve really any purpose other than just sort of setting up the plot, and that was it. But
how he got his mask essentially.
That was
they had the mask, obviously from the original crime. Then they came and visited him, tried to get a reaction. They left. He escaped via that bus, obviously, and then he just took the absolute punishment to them in the toilet scene, which was glorious. It was like great.
It was.
Because he was a cheeky little smarmy yet, that guy. Thought he couldn't touch him, and then he finally did get out, and he just literally beat the shit out of him in the toilet. So that was great.
Is that a teeth scene?
It was a teeth scene. He scattered his teeth under the toilet door, cubicle door. Look, if they continue on a similar vein to what they did in that movie, then I'll be quite happy, Stephen. I thought they treated the character pretty well for the most part. He was treated with respect and reverence. Obviously, these people around who weren't Judy. I was about to say Judy Greer. Is that right?
That's that's her character.
Who weren't Judy
so
Greer.
That's the actors.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Obviously, anybody that wasn't. No, she was the actress. What was her?
Laurie Strode.
Laurie Strode. Anybody that wasn't her treated them with reverence, and then she was obviously waiting on this moment. She'd been patiently waiting on him coming. So she could
very much like Linda Hamilton's Sarah Connor in Terminator 2. Really built herself up physically and mentally for this confrontation.
Yeah, there was real comparisons there, Stephen, between the two movies. There really was. But I thought they treated the character well. Basically, it was a long-winded way of saying that. They handled him well. He was an ominous figure. He was meting out just utter chaos around about the setting of Halloween itself. The little kids running around. I liked the fact they shot over the shoulder of him as well. They never really focused on him in the original movies, but they really took it from his perspective and certain things. So I'd like to see them carry that over. I knew it was going to get a sequel, as you did say. It did pretty well in terms of worldwide numbers, and hopefully do better than the Rob Zombie movies going forward.
I think they will.
Shite.
Yeah, certainly will, John. But we'll move on. We'll move on to our next article. This is coming in from Slash Film, and it's the Kingsman prequel is now confusingly titled The Kingsman. This is obviously the Matthew Vaughn franchise. He's back on board to direct. I actually read somewhere that he wasn't, but I'm glad to see he is, because I think this franchise needs him after the disappointment of The Golden Circle, I think it was called, the second one. I didn't seem to have the same sort of success as the original film, but this one is actually, we were actually talking about this before we read the full article, where we thought that perhaps the new actor coming in, this is a prequel to be fair, and we did think that the actor coming in might have been playing a younger version of Colin Firth's character, but it turns out it's actually set in the early 1900s, just before World War I. So what's your take on this, John? Because if they're going down that road just before the events of the Great War, the tone perhaps might have to take a shift, because as we know, there was a lot of comedic value to the first two films, so it's interesting. It's good to see that they're trying something different. I think perhaps they took on board that sequel didn't do as well as they thought it would, didn't have the same sort of vibes as the first movie, and they're taking it in a different direction.
Yeah, Stephen, well, first and foremost, I didn't actually see The Golden Circle. I did see the original Kingsman, and I thought it was a fantastic film. Just the chemistry between Colin Firth and also Taron Egerton was just palpable. It was a great little film. I think it was based on a comic, wasn't it? Is that right? It was a comic book?
It might not be. Maybe somebody can comment and keep us right on that one.
If it was, then it was beautifully adapted. If it wasn't, then it's a great original story. I like the concept of this young guy coming in, basically being refined and obviously into the Secret Service. As you did say, I've not seen. I have to go with what you're saying about the second one. I've never seen the sequel, so if you're saying it was a pile of crap, wasn't really similar tonally to the first movie, then perhaps this is why they're going off and doing a prequel, to try and let people forget about that.
Yeah.
Put some distance between it. Resurrect it and maybe start from a new blank slate. Set the kid obviously in a prequel setting, and then give a whole new sort of context to this organisation, how it's sprouted up.
I think Taron Egerton's probably done with the franchise as well now.
Yeah, he might be.
I think after the disaster that was Robin Hood as well, I think he's on the right path again with Rocketman. So I don't think maybe perhaps he wants to get back down old ground with an old franchise.
Boys Club.
Yeah, that as well.
Kevin Spacey movie.
Yeah.
Nobody's seen it. I did. He was good in that movie, incidentally. Really good. So you may be right, you may step away, Stephen, and perhaps we'll just focus on this prequel setting. Or maybe he'll come back though, entice him back. And this is them cleansing the palate for people who weren't happy with Golden Circle. They'll start anew, show you the origins of this organisation, and then we'll go off and maybe do a futuristic setting or a present day setting again with Taron Egerton, just armed with more mythology of where it came from and whatnot. We've seen them try and do that with obviously Harry Potter, the Fantastic Beasts prequel, to mixed success. But in terms of this movie, Stephen, I'm very intrigued by the cast alone. I think the cast is very promising. Ralph Fiennes, tailor-made for this setting. Harris Dickinson is an up-and-comer. I've not seen any of his movies, I can't lie, but he looks as though he could slot right into that time period. Charles Dance,
fantastic actor.
Incredible actor again, tailor-made. Sort of a posh English chap who can fit right in there. Brilliant actor, I was about to say actress, brilliant guy as well. There was another one whose name eludes me at the moment, I can't find him. We were talking about him, Daniel Bruhl, also from Captain America Civil War and Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, great actor.
Another chap who can fit right in there, Rhys Ifans. There's just a whole host of great acting talent being assembled here. And it's all really boding well for this movie. But Stephen, I've not seen the sequel, so I don't know if I can say much more on why they're doing this prequel. Perhaps it's totally disconnected to it. Maybe it's got something to do with the poor performance. You're probably better coming in. I
wouldn't say I would recommend going to see the film, John.
As a comic book adaptation.
I don't think you should go out your road to see The Golden Circle, to be honest with you. It doesn't really add anything to the story arc or anything like that, as far as I'm concerned. It didn't really develop the characters. They're really just a continuation from that original film, as far as I'm concerned. I know that Darren, one of our previous writers, he did a review and shared a lot of the same sentiments as myself. Very disappointing after the set up with the first original film, which was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, being excited for it.
Yeah, and I couldn't wait to see this. Actually, was late to the party with the first movie. I think I got it on Blu-ray when the second film was already announced in the works, so I was very excited to see the second movie. It was very disappointing, but this could be the resurrection that they need. Matthew Vaughn, terrific director, I should say, did First Class, which is one of your favourite X-Men, if not the best X-Men film for yourself, John. Did Kick-Ass, one of my favourite comic book adaptations as well. Fantastic movie. I think the second film suffered because he wasn't present on it. So yeah, I mean, it's got all the right ingredients, and some of the cast members you've just rhymed off there as well, John. It's got all the ingredients. You just have to get the story right, I think. You know, in the script.
I think it will, Steve. Just the fact that it's leading up from the 1900s up to World War One. It's going to be very intriguing to see it from a different sort of a perspective, just how this organisation grew. And the name, the Kingsman, incidentally, which is what we're supposed to talk about.
I actually like it. You know, a lot of people think it's a bit lazy, but I think it's a nice spin.
Definitely fitting for a prequel story, and obviously the origins of this organisation. So
I like it. But listen, we'll move on to our next article, John. This is about Ron Howard. He's going to be directing his first animated film as Imagine, which is one of, I think he's on the board there at that production company. Sets ambitious feature slate with Animal Logic, which is the upcoming animated film. I was actually surprised to read that Ron Howard's, this is his first animated film. You think back to all, he doesn't really make a bad film, to be honest with you. Sort of out his comfort zone, probably first with the 8 Days a Week documentary for the Beatles, which is a different sort of way of filmmaking for him. I thought he did tremendously well with that documentary. It's always going to be very difficult to judge a director on archival footage, but how that was put together and the pacing of it, it didn't go back and forth, wasn't really, it was kind of just segmented into as it happens kind of events of the Beatles touring years. And then obviously picking up the pieces from Lord and Miller of the doomed solo film, and made the film
watchable.
Well, saying that, I don't really want to say watchable, because that's a kind of it's a kind of negative slant on what was already existing. We'll never really know how much he made the film better, because we never actually saw what the film in its condition was with Lord and Miller. But terrific director, John. Some of his best work, like Willow, Ransom as well, the Mel Gibson one. It's one of my favourites.
Yeah, not Willow.
Willow, yeah. But he's a good guy as well. I've always liked him. Even back in his happy days, days as Richie Cunningham. Just comes across as a very nice guy. If you've ever seen some of his directing tutorials on YouTube as well, he's just a guy that you can listen to all day. Yeah,
he really is. He's so approachable, such a humble guy. We were speaking about Keanu Reeves yesterday. This guy's much the same, cut from the same cloth. You can see that really going off into Bryce Dallas Howard as well. When you see her talking, he's imparted some of that upon her. He's a very nice chap, a great director, utterly incredible director. And I'm glad to see he's stepping into the world of animation. In terms of a story, I've actually been reading on the story there, Steve, and apparently it's quite a short children's book. It's all about a young boy called Treehorn, incidentally. The story is actually the shrinking of Treehorn. He begins shrinking one day, and then he starts realising he's getting smaller and smaller. He can't reach candy bars and whatnot. And then the parents seem to think that he's doing it on purpose, and then it says he returns to his normal size. So I don't know whether they're going to adapt this completely, or maybe add in certain elements to spice it up a little bit.
Fatten out,
because it doesn't seem to me like there's an antagonist in here causing it. It's just that he discovers one day he's shrinking, and then all of a sudden he gets back to his normal size. So perhaps there's some deep thing going on. I've not read the book myself, where it's some inner message for the main character. He realises that he's becoming a greedy little git, and this is his inner workings, working up some imagination sort of a thing where he's shrinking, and he's not really shrinking, but it's all in his head, and that this is teaching him a lesson about life. I don't know, I'm getting all very deep here about it. But I think if they're rejigging this for a movie, they perhaps want to throw in an antagonist who's causing him to shrink. But all in all, it looks like an intriguing story. They're doing, I think, the whole live action animation mishmash that we've been seeing in the likes of Paddington. Obviously, we've seen it with that goddamn, what the hell was it called? One with Hugh McGregor. Christopher Robin.
I like that.
We've seen it in a whole host of different movies recently, so it's been done well. My only concern is Paramount. They have had a bit of a torrid time recently with animated releases. They've been flopping. So hopefully they get their finger out of the metaphorical arses here and give Ron Howard a nice slate to work from, a nice foundation. Certainly, I think the chap who's writing it, does it mention who's writing? I think I did see something, but I can't find it off the top of my head right now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's quite a big article.
Yeah, it's a big article, but look, as you did say, he's working with a team that he's worked with before, with Imagine Sets.
Yeah.
He's a great director. You said it before, Stephen. You've covered it perfectly. The guy knows how to step out of his comfort zone with documentaries and whatnot, and he does a good job in general. Willow, I watched that fairly recently.
Yeah,
I was blown away with that movie. It's very sort of a Star Wars original trilogy elements to it. So he's a guy that knows how to tackle family oriented.
I think Lucas had his hand in that story, so I could see why.
Real magical elements in there. So if you can transfer some of that over to this.
Well, if you're going to do it, John, Ron Howard is the man. But listen, we'll move on to our next article. This is coming in from Variety. It's Paramount buys Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio's crime thrillers Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, Ali's very happy about that. I think
this has made his day, isn't it? But what do you think of this, John? As regards to DiCaprio and Scorsese, they are a team and a half, aren't they? When you think about The Wolf of Wall Street came out back in 2013. Yes, it did, Harley. It was 2013. Don't disagree with me. But since that was the last project together, and it was the last project together. Shut up. And listen, what a team, to work on this. And we read about this story as well, John. It's not very in depth of what's going on in the storyline, other than what is said in the article. But I will let you in here while I go and kick Harley's head in. Okay?
Yeah, Stephen, very excited indeed about this news. Just to see Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio teaming up again. These guys, as you did say, just worked magic time and time again for the past
6 years though since The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, that was a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Really did get into the depravity of just the financial corruption and whatnot. Wall Street, just what the antics that guy was getting up to. Perfect sort of a portrayal from him.
A lot of gifts been made.
McConaughey.
Well, that character as well since then,
And also The Departed, Oscar-winning movie.
Yeah, great film.
Sublime. So when these guys get together, magic tends to happen. And as you did say, Steve, the story is very, very exciting indeed. It seems befitting of these two great men. All about, obviously, the origins of the newly created Bureau of Investigation. Bureau of Investigation. I have
FBI.
Real bad time saying that. I always want to say Bureau of Investigation. And it's set in Oklahoma in the 1920s. It's a period piece again. These guys know how to do it well.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're investigating a string of murders of wealthy Osage, I want to say, Indians who had been granted revenue rights to oil discovered under their land. So it's a crime mystery with the FBI, and obviously we know Leonardo has played, I think he played I can't recall what the name is, but the guy who was the head of the FBI in the 70s. Hoover,
yeah.
It may not have been the 70s, it may have been the 50s.
Yeah.
So he's been involved in a similar concept before, and they've done it very well. So I'm excited for that, to see these guys coming back, but Stephen, I'm excited to hear who is penning the script. Eric Roth is writing the script. This guy, what a past this man has.
Certainly
he's penned Munich. He's worked with Steven Spielberg on numerous films. He's just an incredible writer. Harley agrees with me. He wrote A Star Is Born most recently, another movie I really enjoyed. Ali.
Yeah.
He wrote The Horse Whisperer, which was another favourite of my mother's. I actually get hammered with that. Robert Redford, that was a great movie. Forrest Gump. So the list is endless with this guy. He knows how to pen a fantastic movie, and this, combined with Leonardo DiCaprio's acting talent, Martin Scorsese, and I'm sure a whole host of other incredible actors coming on board, I'm sure this is going to be another Oscar-winning push for the great Leonardo. Hopefully he'll win another one, because he deserves to.
I think so.
I
think that's. I can't wait to see this film, John.
Martin Scorsese as well, Stephen, with Irishman, and now this guy just continues to just create and fire out incredible movies. What a man.
Yeah, and what a team.
What a team.
Listen, we'll move on to our final article this week, John. It comes in from the Playlist, and it's all about Netflix. Adam Sandler's murder mystery. It's had nearly 31 million Netflix accounts watched in the first 3 days of its release. Now, reading this article, I had a little laugh about it, because Netflix can be very choosy in their numbers, and this is something that's obviously bothers Steven Spielberg a great deal, that he's actually going to his board to try and do things, affecting nominations and stuff like that.
Primary cause.
Yeah, but I kind of do agree to an extent, that Netflix, when they've got something to blow their own trumpet about, they certainly do. But to have that amount of accounts watch this film, we did the reaction for this film, John, a few weeks ago.
Still not seen it.
No, I was going to say that because it didn't really stand out to me. It was more of a run-of-the-mill Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston type of.
Yeah, it was like Mother on Orient Express meets Cluedo.
Yeah, you know, it didn't really stand out to me. I will get round to watching it. It's on Netflix. I've got Netflix, so I've got no reason not to watch it. I like Jennifer Aniston as a comedic actress. Adam Sandler, an absolute legend. Maybe not in the last 10 years, but certainly he's had more hits than misses. I would think that's
Transylvania in the last 10 years. He's laughing all the way to the bank.
And I've seen them. They've been obviously out promoting this film on various talk shows, etc. Didn't realise they've been good friends pre-Friends days as well. So they go back a long way, John. Maybe 30 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably were doing the comedy circuits together at the time. So I think they're probably ages with one another as well. But I mean, that's great numbers, and I can understand why Netflix are shout from the rooftops with 1 million Netflix accounts watching this in the first 3 days. That's amazing.
Yeah, Stephen, it is amazing, and interestingly, looking at it further down the article, it actually mentions Sandler's films being less than good, as you did say.
Yeah.
People like to joke about it. Honestly, at least in my mind, he hasn't had a solid comedic outing since Big Daddy. They're touching upon that, but funnily enough, they're saying Paul Thomas Anderson is a big proponent of the film.
Yeah.
Now, I say that because Paul Thomas Anderson has got a movie coming out with Tom York.
Yeah.
I can't recall what the hell it is just now, but it's in Netflix.
Yeah.
And that just speaks volumes.
The trailer dropped, yeah.
Yeah, about the growth of Netflix and the calibre of filmmaker they're able to attract.
Yeah.
Paul Thomas Anderson. Jesus Christ, that took me aback. So I'll get that out of my system. Yeah. It's not even connected into the topic whatsoever, apart from the fact he was a big proponent of Big Daddy apparently. Yeah. So I just felt like I'd fling that in there for good measure. But look, you're right, they will blow their own trumpet with astonishing numbers like this. 31 million in 3 days, it's incredible. If you were to transfer that into a cinema or a theatre setting, that would be extraordinary. I think that would be big money. But also they wouldn't get big money because the reason they've got 31 million is because people can watch it.
It's accessibility,
it's accessible.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about Netflix, even.
Yeah.
The fact that it is so accessible, you can watch it on a tablet, on a phone, you can watch it on your TV.
And Netflix are willing to, obviously produce these films as well.
Films that wouldn't get a look in a traditional studio setup. But look, they'll blow their own trumpet when things go right, and then they'll hush it when they've got numerous disasters, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Brie Larson's most recent one, what the hell was that called?
Unicorn Store, I watched that, John.
Is that a disaster, Stephen? I
don't know, obviously, their numbers, but it must have been because they've not spoke about that. I've not seen any headlines about it. Yeah. Watching that film, John, this is a typical example of Netflix and what they can do and what they cannot do right at times. Brie Larson's, I think it was her directorial debut, and I don't know if it was her writing debut as well. It was a strange film. It's watchable. I think if you maybe want to give it a bash, I wouldn't say your time's wasted or anything like that, but it's a strange film, and it's a typical Netflix sort of experimental film, and it's a good platform to, if the likes of Brie Larson making her debut as a director, why not?
It really is, Stephen, and again it just hammers home the chances they will take with various different filmmakers and whatnot. Kevin Smith's a big proponent of it. And just the continual growth, Stephen, the sheer number of subscribers. This again highlights what a big figure they're becoming in the entertainment and obviously film industry.
Velvet Buzzsaw was another one.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, movie. I thought it was great.
Obviously, Rolling Thunder Review.
Bob
Dylan.
Yeah. Martin Scorsese.
So again, they're attracting incredible host of filmmaking talent. But just the size of them, they really have a lot of sway now, and a lot of people in the traditional filmmaking spheres. Feeling mighty uncomfortable about it, but I do agree, finally, what you said, Stephen. I can agree with Spielberg in some ways because they do smudge the numbers or fudge the numbers to fit their own agenda and whatnot. And when it comes to Oscar pushing, that does have some influence, I would imagine. So I can understand, but at the same time, I don't care.
You're not going to get a marketing department, spreading bad news, I'm afraid.
No, you won't. We won't spread bad news either, Steve.
No.
We have some flops, and we've had some flops, believe me. But look, I'm not going much more to add. I'm giving it away here.
No, listen, that just brings us to the end of this week's MB Movie News. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us, and we will be back again tomorrow with the blog rundown.